guys, welcome back to my channel Communicate, and by now you might have understood that in this video I am going to show you how to plot a graph in Origin software, and this software is really important and nice. So let's just get started with this. So first of all, we'll go to the data that we have. Now on the first column we have wavelength that we'll plot on the x-axis, and in the next column we have absorbance that we'll plot on the y-axis. So first of all, we'll have to copy the values. So we'll just copy the entire data that we have with us first of all. So for that, we'll just have to scroll and just copy the entire data that we have. This might take a bit of time. Alright, so once you have the entire data with you, just copy this from here and paste it here. Okay, and in the comment section we can either write or we can also copy it, paste from the first line there, that this is on the x-axis we are plotting the wavelength, and the spelling is wrong, now it's right. And on the y-axis we are plotting the absorbance. Okay, so once you are done with this, we will then select this and go to this symbol here down, and then choose this option called line plus symbol, and this is how our spectrum looks as of now. So now this doesn't look very presentable, that we cannot use it directly in any report or any publication. So we will have to beautify it, and to beautify it we'll do some beautification with it, of course. So first of all, this spectra here, this looks really broad, so to make it a little thin we'll double click on this, and now as you see the size here is 9. I will reduce it to 2 and then press OK. So this is how it looks now. And then I also want to maybe change the color, and if you click just once, you will see here this small dialog box. Choose this option here, and maybe I want to paint it blue. So I choose this option, and now it has become blue. Now, of course, you want to name the axis. You don't want to use just A and B here. So to do that, just double click here and use wavelength here. Okay, and in bracket, you can write that the wavelength are in nanometer. And then here on the y-axis, we will give the name as absorbance, right? Yeah, so this is how it looks now. Now if you want that, okay, I don't want this entire spectra in my publication, you just want to see the areas in the visible region, maybe you don't want to look in the UV region, so we can also do that by by changing the scale of our axis. So to do that, we will double click on the axis, and when you do that, a dialog box like this opens up. Now I want to choose this maybe from 400, and I want to see it till 700. We can do that and then press OK. Now you see my spectra looks something like that, which in my eye looks much better than before. Okay, also maybe if you want, okay, on the y-axis I want to change the scale of the y-axis as well, so you can do that also by double click on the axis. Once you do that, now for example, what would you like to do? Like for example, I want to change the increment value in the major text. I can do that. Okay, I don't want a scale a difference bit of 0.5 units. I want a difference of 1 unit maybe. Okay, so I will do that. Now you see the scale has changed here from 1, 2 and 3. Earlier there was a scale of 0.5 unit. So yeah, this is how it looks. I think the previous one looked much better, so you can change it again. So we can do it 0.5 once again. I think that looks much better. Okay, what else can we do? We can also bring this box near or anywhere you want to place it. I think here it looks the best. Now, for example, you want to change the width of this line here. So for that, you click once on this, and here you see these lines. You can, if you keep pressing on this, you can increase the width of this line, and on by this option you can decrease the width of this line. Okay, so there are multiple options that you can use and play around with this graphs. Okay, so now in the second part, if you want that, okay, maybe I want to plot more than one graph in the single more than one spectra in one graph. Okay, so how to do that? For that, I will show you another set of data in which I have more than one data with me. So for example, I will choose this another set of data from here. You have to do the same process, just select the entire data from here. Once you are done with that, copy paste it in the same. Okay, now for that, to copy paste here, we will have to add columns here. So to add column, you go in this option called column and add new columns. For example, I need 2 more columns, so I will write 2, and that's how you get another 2 columns. So now I will paste my another set of data. Now you see this is this line here is again the x-axis, because this is the wavelength and I want it to be plotted on x-axis. So I will click here and then I will make it change to x-axis. Okay, so once you do that, and you can again write wavelength and absorbance here, but if you don't want, it's not really necessary, to be honest. So once you have pasted the data and then changed the axis here, you will just have to select the data and again go to this symbol, and you will see, so we have got both the spectra in the same graph. This is very useful if you want to compare to compounds, the data of two compounds. So such a graph is very useful. And again, to beautify this graph, we will do the same thing. We will change the width of this line. It has now become this. I also want to change the scale of this graph. So I will again write, okay, I want from 400 to 750 is okay, no problem. So that's how it look now, which looks super pretty, and we can use this. We can again change the name of the axis. Right here we have wavelength and here we have absorbance, right? Okay, came in caps, but you can of course do that. So that's how it looks. And of course you can change the name here, like for example, this black line is maybe your compound 1, so you can double click on this and change. You can say, okay, this one is my complex 1, and this one is the spectra of my complex 2. So that's how you can do it. You can again change the width of this line and make it look much better, and we can then scroll it here. So I think this looks pretty nice to be put anywhere in your scientific report. Now to save this as a picture, you will have to go to the option called file, and here you will have to export this graph as image. So to save it, like if you want to save it in a particular place in your on your system, so go to this open dialog, and here you can choose the file path. You can browse in your system that where you want to save this graph. All right, so that's how you plot a graph in Origin software. So I hope this will be very useful for you guys, and in my next video I am going to show how you do normalization in your graph.